again, Internet, and welcome back to Destination Venus here, underneath the stairs at Harrogate Everyman Cinema. It is time for part 2 of What's on the Rack for New Comic Book Day, the 29th of March, 2023. This isn't the longer segment because we've got 3 sections to get through, so without any further ado, let's start with Lazarus Planet Revenge of the Gods, Issue 2. The events of Lazarus Planet continue to have repercussions on the magic users of the DCU and indeed other people in the DCU as well. As I said many times while we were looking at the Lazarus Planet storyline, if they followed through with some of the things that are promised in the Lazarus storyline, it's going to be an interesting couple of years at DC. Moving on, still at DC, we have the second part of DC Ruby as the characters from the video game continue to make their way in the DC universe. It's just huge fun. I do not know the game, I have not played the game, but it's great. Then we have Deadpool issue 5, guest starring a certain symbiote. And the Dead Boy Detectives continue their adventures in California. This has been, again, just huge fun might not be the right term for a book about dead children, but it is engaging, and it really captures the spirit of the original storyline that featured the Dead Boys. Then, speaking of dead things, we have Dead Seas. This has been a bonkersly surreal, supernatural romp. It's got actually quite a lot to say about prison, the prison industrial complex, end-stage capitalism, and all of that good stuff. It really is. A surprisingly thought-provoking read. Then we have Detective Comics. This was our cover of the week. This week, Ram V continues to impress on writing duties. Stefano Raphael and Adriano Lucas continue to impress on art. I mean, just look at that, it's so pretty. And they're also, I have to say, leaning into the pink cover thing. And as you will know, it is a truth universally acknowledged at Destination Venus, at least, that if the cover's pink, the book's probably good. And then we have another first. We have the return of the Unstoppable Doom Patrol. Again, sort of spinning out of Lazarus Planet, in that the events of Lazarus Planet meant that an awful lot of people got their metagene activated, and so there are a lot more metahumans than there were. And the Doom Patrol are setting themselves up as their defenders, and they will take no nonsense from unmutated people like, well, Batman, for example. Kind of interesting that DC are now really leaning in to the superheroes and mutants thing. I imagine they can look forward to cease and desist from Marvel Comics at some point soon. Then we have Dragon Age issue 3. And my favourite number 1 of the week, Dungeons & Dragons Saturday Morning Adventures. It was a Tuesday night, I think, when I was a kid. But if you are of a certain age, come with me back to the early to mid-80s, to a place where a bunch of teenage kids got on a fairground ride and found themselves in the Forgotten Realms. It's, well, for me, it's a massive nostalgia fest. It is actually also quite a good story. So, you know, there's that too. Then we have Godfell, issue 2, as we continue our journey through the Corpse of a God. And Harley Quinn gets a new story arc with issue 28. If you've not been reading Harley Quinn, this is a good place to jump on board. Also, if you've not been reading Harley Quinn, what are you doing? And then we have Heart Eyes issue 5 from Vault. The Lovecraftian adventure continues. As I said about a couple of issues in part 1 of this, I am loving everything about Heart Eyes except its publication schedule, which is, again, annoyingly erratic. I don't know what's going on with American Comics at the moment, but they can't seem to see the ship on time. Unless, of course, your Dark Horse, Hellboy in Love, completely on time. And then we have Planet Hulk World Breaker, except it's the last one of the series, so the world's pretty comprehensively broken by this point. Moving very swiftly on, we have another issue 1, this time from Image, Indigo Children. It's an oversized book for a normal sized price, which I have to thoroughly approve of. It's also fabulous. And I know I keep saying this, and I've said this week already, but it is a fantastic take on the superhero. It's a really individual take on what superheroes are and what they're for. And then, from the brilliant Kelly Thompson and Guri Hiro, we have It's Jeff, the adorable land shark who first made his appearance in Hawkeye Kate Bishop, or possibly Kate Bishop Hawkeye, I'm never quite sure which way around to put that. Jeff has had his own little online series for a while. It's now been collected into a book that you simply have to own if you have any kind of soul whatsoever. If you haven't got any kind of soul whatsoever, Philadelphia might be more for your speed. Continuing to impress, this remains right up there with Bloodstained Teeth as the best vampire story I've read for years. Then we have Lady Baltimore. This is a one-shot, The Dream of Icarus. And the second part of Local Man, with the most 90s cover I've ever seen. Of course it's a flip book because it's Local Man, so I might just put it back on the rack with that cover facing forward. Then we have the Mighty Morphing Power Rangers meeting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Because you demanded it. Yeah, you, specifically you, it's your fault. And every bit as brilliant as you would expect. It's just sublime. And then finally, for this section, Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, the post-apocalyptic, weirdly romantic love story continues. And that's it. We'll be back in a bit, it might actually be tomorrow at this rate, with the third and final part of What's on the Rack for 29th of March 2023. We are here until 5:30. We're here tomorrow, that's Thursday, 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. We are here Friday at the same times, 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And we are here on Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. We hope to see you then. If we don't, you can find us online, www.destinationphoenix.co.uk, and we are on all of the socials. You can shake a stick at, except Mastodon, because I don't understand it. So we hope to see you soon. Until we do, be kind to yourself, be kind to everybody else. Above all else, love comics.